Hello. Lives channel. Today we will learn about one of the most stunning developments in daytime television history. The complete breakdown of why Emmy award-winning actor Greg Vaughn made the controversial decision to abandon Days of Our Lives and join the rival CBS soap opera Beyond the Gates, a move that has sent shockwaves through the entire soap opera community and left millions of devoted fans wondering what really happened behind the scenes to drive one of Salem's most beloved stars away from the show that made him a household name. The solitary defection, why Greg Vaughn stands alone. In what can only be described as a highly unusual situation within the interconnected world of daytime drama, Greg Vaughn currently holds the distinction of being the only Days of Our Lives cast member to officially announce his departure from the NBC soap and subsequent arrival at Beyond the Gates. This solitary defection makes Vaughn's decision all the more remarkable and controversial, as it stands in stark contrast to the mass migrations of talent that the soap opera industry has witnessed throughout its storied history. Unlike previous instances where entire groups of actors simultaneously jumped from one soap opera to another in coordinated moves orchestrated by producers looking to bring established chemistry and fan favorites to new shows, Vaughn's transition appears to be an isolated, individually calculated strategic career decision. This is not a case of Michelle Valjean raiding the Days of Our Lives cast en masse to populate her new CBS soap opera. Rather, it represents a targeted recruitment of one specific actor who brings exceptional talent, Emmy-winning credibility, and an established fan base to the groundbreaking new series. The fact that Beyond the Gates has successfully attracted soap opera veterans from multiple shows, including Carla Mosley from The Bold and the Beautiful, along with established performers like Daphne du Plessis, legendary actor Clifton Davis, and the versatile Tamara Tooney, demonstrates that the show is building a diverse ensemble cast rather than attempting to recreate Days of Our Lives on CBS. Vaughn's arrival represents a carefully considered addition to an already strong cast, someone whose presence will elevate the show's profile and attract viewers from across the soap opera spectrum. This singular nature of Vaughn's move from Days of Our Lives to Beyond the Gates amplifies both the significance and the controversy surrounding his decision. He is not part of a larger exodus. He is not following colleagues or friends who made the jump before him. He is blazing his own trail and accepting full responsibility for the consequences of abandoning a show that awarded him the industry's highest honor and provided him with steady employment for over a decade. The weight of this isolated decision rests entirely on his shoulders, making the underlying reasons for his departure all the more crucial to understand. The contract catastrophe, understanding recurring status. The foundation of Greg Vaughn's frustration with Days of Our Lives and the catalyst for his eventual departure can be traced directly to his contractual status with the show, specifically his relegation to recurring status rather than full contract player designation. To fully appreciate the significance of this distinction, one must understand how soap opera contracts work and the dramatic differences between being a contract player versus a recurring performer. Contract players in the soap opera world enjoy a level of security, stability, and creative satisfaction that recurring actors can only dream about. These full-time performers sign agreements guaranteeing them a fixed salary, a minimum number of episodes per year, typically 150 to 200 episodes annually, and most importantly, the assurance that their characters will be integrated into major storylines with meaningful screen time and character development. Contract players know they will receive a steady paycheck regardless of whether the writers temporarily write their characters off-screen for a few weeks, and they have the peace of mind that comes from long-term financial planning and career stability. Recurring actors, by contrast, exist in a perpetual state of professional uncertainty and financial unpredictability. They are paid on a per-episode basis, receiving compensation only for the specific episodes in which they actually appear, with no guarantees about future storylines, screen time, or even whether they will be invited back to the show at all. A recurring actor might appear in 5 episodes one month, then not be called back for 3 or 4 months, creating enormous financial pressure and making it virtually impossible to plan for the future or turn down other job opportunities that might conflict with potential Days of Our Lives appearances. For Greg Vaughn, this transition from contract player to recurring status occurred in 2020 when he made the difficult decision to step away from his full-time position on Days of Our Lives. In a revealing podcast interview on That's Awesome with Steve and Bradford in July 2020, Vaughn explained his reasoning. Days was going through renewal negotiations and didn't know where they were going, and I just felt like my time had come to an end. He carefully added, "I'm taking a break, if you want to call it that, deliberately leaving the door open for potential future returns without committing to permanent departure. True to his word, Vaughn did return to Days of Our Lives multiple times between 2020 and 2025, but always in that frustrating recurring capacity rather than reclaiming his former status as a full contract player. This arrangement meant that Eric Brady would disappear from Salem for months at a time, with the character conveniently relocated to Paris with Nicole Walker and their son Jude, only to materialize back in town when family crises, major events, or anniversary celebrations required his presence. The financial reality: follow the money. While actors and their representatives typically avoid discussing specific salary figures publicly, the financial disparity between contract player status and recurring status in daytime television is both substantial and well documented by industry insiders and entertainment reporters who track such matters. Understanding this economic reality is absolutely essential to comprehending why Greg Vaughn ultimately made the decision to leave Days of Our Lives for the stability and security of a full contract role at Beyond the Gates. According to estimates compiled by entertainment industry analysts and soap opera compensation experts, established contract players on major network soap operas can command salaries ranging from approximately $1,500 to $3,000 per episode, with long-term veterans who have built loyal fan bases potentially earning at the higher end of that spectrum, or even beyond it for special circumstances. When calculated on an annual basis, contract players who appear in 150 to 200 episodes per year, the standard for full-time soap opera work, can earn between $150,000 and $250,000 annually, with some A-list daytime stars commanding even higher compensation packages that may include bonuses, profit participation, and other perks. Recurring actors, meanwhile, receive their per-episode rate but only for the specific episodes in which they actually appear. If Greg Vaughn appeared in only 30 to 40 episodes during a given year while working in recurring status, a realistic estimate based on Eric Brady's sporadic appearances in 2024 and 2025, his annual income from Days of Our Lives would be dramatically lower than what he earned during his full contract years. Even at the high end of the per-episode rate, 40 episodes at $3,000 per episode would generate only $120,000 annually, and that assumes consistent work throughout the year rather than the months-long gaps that actually characterized Eric's appearances. The offer from Beyond the Gates fundamentally changed this economic equation in Vaughn's favor. Michelle Valjean and CBS clearly presented Vaughn with a full contract player agreement that would include guaranteed salary, confirmed appearances in 150 to 200 episodes annually, and the financial stability that comes from knowing exactly what his income will be for the next several years. For a professional actor with significant financial responsibilities, Vaughn is the father of 3 sons from his previous marriage and must maintain consistent income to support his family. The promise of reliable, predictable earnings versus the uncertainty of sporadic recurring work represented a compelling and perhaps irresistible incentive to make the jump to CBS. The creative frustration: underutilized and underappreciated. Beyond the financial considerations, Greg Vaughn's decision to leave Days of Our Lives appears to have been driven by significant creative frustration stemming from his character Eric Brady's limited screen time, lack of meaningful storyline integration, and relegation to supporting player status after years of being central to some of the show's most compelling and emotionally resonant narratives. For an Emmy award-winning actor who once carried major storylines and served as the emotional anchor for one of daytime television's most iconic love stories, the reduction to occasional guest appearances with minimal impact on Salem's ongoing drama must have felt like a devastating professional and artistic step backward. During his various returns to Days of Our Lives throughout 2024 and 2025, Eric Brady functioned primarily as a plot device rather than a fully realized character with his own agency, desires, and story arc. His appearances served specific, limited narrative purposes. He returned to help exonerate his brother Brady Black by exposing Fiona Cook as the real drunk driver responsible for Sarah Horton's paralysis. He came back for the heartbreaking tribute episodes honoring the late Drake Hodgson and his character John Black. He showed up at Holly's high school graduation only to hint at marital troubles with Nicole before disappearing again. What Eric Brady conspicuously lacked during this period was any storyline of his own, any romantic partnership that could sustain viewer interest between appearances, or any meaningful day-to-day integration into the fabric of Salem life. He had become a character who existed primarily off-screen in Paris, only materializing when other characters' storylines required his presence, then vanishing again once his utility to those plots had been exhausted. For an actor of Vaughn's caliber and proven ability to carry emotional storylines, This supporting role must have felt increasingly unsatisfying and creatively stifling. The contrast with what Beyond the Gates is offering could not be more stark or appealing. Michelle Valjean has publicly praised Vaughn as a hot male that longtime soap fans know and love, language that strongly suggests he will be given a prominent, front-burner role with substantial storyline investment and character development, rather than the sporadic supporting appearances he had been relegated to at days. Valjean's history of working with Vaughn during his acclaimed run as Lucky Spencer on General Hospital from 2003 to 2009 means she understands exactly how to utilize his strengths as an actor and showcase his ability to convey complex emotions and build chemistry with co-stars. The explosive revelation. It wasn't my choice. Perhaps the most revealing and controversial aspect of Greg Vaughn's departure from Days of Our Lives emerged from his own social media statement that leaving the show wasn't my choice. A cryptic but extraordinarily significant comment that fundamentally reframes the entire narrative surrounding his exit. This declaration, made during the period when Eric and Nicole were written off to Paris in 2024, strongly suggests that Vaughn felt pushed out of Days of Our Lives rather than voluntarily choosing to leave, implying circumstances beyond his control that forced his hand. The ambiguous phrasing of this statement opens multiple possible interpretations, each more troubling than the last for Days of Our Lives management and creative leadership. Perhaps show executives and producers explicitly refused to offer Vaughn the full contract status he desired and deserved, effectively forcing him to either accept the uncertain recurring arrangement or seek opportunities elsewhere. Maybe the writing team communicated plans to use Eric Brady even less frequently in future storylines, making the financial reality of recurring status completely untenable. There could have been undisclosed creative conflicts or personal disagreements that made continuing his relationship with Days of Our Lives uncomfortable or impossible. The timing and context of Vaughn's statement add additional layers of significance and potential explanation. His comment came during the same period when his on-screen partner Ariane Zucker, who portrayed Nicole Walker, chose not to renew her contract following her sexual harassment lawsuit against Corday Productions and former executive producer Albert Alar. The toxic workplace environment that Zucker's lawsuit exposed, combined with the loss of his primary story partner, may have contributed to Vaughn's feeling that remaining at Days of Our Lives was no longer a viable or desirable option. The bottom line: a calculated career decision. When all factors are considered comprehensively, the financial instability of recurring status, the creative frustration of limited storylines, the workplace concerns, and the irresistible opportunity presented by Beyond the Gates, Greg Vaughn's decision to leave Days of Our Lives emerges not as betrayal but as rational professional choice made by an actor protecting his career and his family's financial security. Beyond the Gates offered everything Days of Our Lives was unwilling or unable to provide: full contract stability, guaranteed substantial screen time, meaningful character development, the opportunity to work again with a trusted creative partner in Michelle Valjean, and participation in a groundbreaking new show that is making daytime television history. The show's remarkable success, beating General Hospital in key demographics and earning renewal for a second season, validates Vaughn's confidence in the project and suggests he made the right choice for his career trajectory. While Days of Our Lives fans have every right to feel disappointed about losing a beloved actor and legacy character, the responsibility for this outcome must be shared by show management that refused to offer Vaughn the contract terms necessary to retain him.